Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today is May 26th of 2021, Wednesday. Today we'll be covering Kava, Injective Protocol, Reef, Bitcoin mining banned in Iran, as well as Gamestop hinting at a new NFT project on Ethereum. I think they're actually going to go ahead and do this, and I think it's really great what they're building here. And then always we kick things off with juicy NFTs, seeing a nice volume, and DeFi pulse. So let's get right into it. Total value locked in decentralized finance sits at $63.2 billion, retracing off these lows here, popping down to that $50 billion level, up about $10 billion where we were at, 87 to $86 billion. Maker dominance is at 15.4%, while DeFi Pulse Index is up about 18% on the daily for 413.1. Now, Maker, Aave, and Compound, all of the top three lending platforms by total value locked in, if you're measuring it by that. They're all above $8 billion locked in, so that's good to see. Now, onto juicy NFTs. One of the things you have to realize here is we had been seeing kind of that pullback where volume wasn't really seeing the spikes, but I think kind of based on this GameStop news, we could have seen some of this rally back in the non-fungible token market. I'm looking at this from a long-term perspective, so short-term volatility doesn't really scare me. I think it shakes out a lot of weak hands in the market. So up about 4,808%. I'm at $570.863 thousand. GameStop hinting at new NFT project on Ethereum. This is what we're going to talk about next. So I think this could be a very interesting play for this company. A lot of people are guessing, okay, what is GameStop going to do next? They had this kind of speculative fever with the GME, but if it was a tokenized version of GameStop and it was put on the blockchain, it would be a bit different because you could actually freely trade it. Whereas with GameStop, you have all these companies and it has a giant short interest. So what it comes down to is it's really just a momentum stock. With momentum stocks, it's not really trading at fundamental value. It's more trading at sentimental speculation. And GameStop is basically saying that they're going to create their own non-fungible token marketplace. Now, some people are going, everybody's creating their non-fungible token marketplace. Well, this could be a lot different because I think what they could do is actually utilize their brick and mortar stores. So they could utilize their actual physical space to display some of maybe the top NFTs, and could kind of become almost like a collection place. Like, let's say instead of sending up the new video games, because the things that I see is it's like, okay, what's the most GameStop can currently innovate? Well, maybe they can innovate on the experience of people like receiving physical CDs, but that's so outdated, to be honest. I again, I'm not too involved in the gaming space, but I would guess that a lot of people can just download games now. They don't need to go anywhere physical. And this is very important to understand because if people don't need to go anywhere physical, why would they go into the GameStop store? So why would they buy from GameStop? Why would they buy from the middleman? Why wouldn't they just go straight to the company and buy it online? And this is where they need to innovate. So I think the non-fungible token market could be awesome. But this is kind of all speculation at this point. I just see, this company is needing a pivot, and I think that could potentially be a decent pivot point, to be quite honest, that GameStop could move to. Now, moving on to Coin Telegraph. So this is an article basically focusing on Iran and how Bitcoin mining was actually banned until September. So Iran's government has placed an immediate embargo on Bitcoin and crypto mining to preserve electricity over the summer months. So this is a very big topic going on. And we really, maybe I'll do a detailed video into Bitcoin's clean energy debacle, because I think the problem is people are comparing it in a vacuum. So people are just going, okay, how much energy does Bitcoin take up? And they don't compare it to, okay, what do our current systems energies take up? What is our framework? Apologize for that little alarm there. What is our current framework for green energy future? And Bitcoin could actually fit into that. And that's kind of the beauty, especially when you look at the financial system and how much it currently wastes. So the recent crackdown on BTC and crypto mining in Iran has reached a new dimension, with the government banning the activity over the summer. Accordingly to a report by Bloomberg, President Hassan Rouhani, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I've talked about investing in Iran in the past. I think if you have the chance to travel to Iran and open a brokerage account, I would highly recommend it because you have companies trading at ridiculously low multiples, but actually kind of a young, thriving economy, to be quite honest, even though, it kind of has this negative perception from a lot of the West. I think Iran's an incredible country. So, President announced the blanket ban on Bitcoin mining in the country in an address on state television on Wednesday. The nationwide prohibition will reportedly last until September, with government keen on ensuring access for electricity for domestic consumptions during the hot summer months, which are historically peak periods for power demand. As part of his address, President Rouhani alleged that the majority of crypto mining activity in Iran, up to 85%, was unlicensed. Indeed, Coin Telegraph recently reported on a crackdown by authorities on miners using electricity meant for household consumption. Iran began a process of nationalizing its crypto mining sector back in 2020 after months of dealing with illegal crypto mining activities. So in January, the country issued about 10,000 licenses for mining in the country. So reports early in May talked about the hunt for illegal large-scale crypto mining operations. So obviously, anywhere where there's going to be money, there's going to be people kind of doing illegal things, cutting around the corners, and not getting their license. But the people that are licensed, that's great. They're going with what the government had set up. I lean a bit more to the libertarian side of things. So I think, a smaller government, more kind of decentralized government is a bit better. But Iran is a bit of a different situation currently. So it also has been linked to worsening the air quality. Now, I would probably disagree with that. I would say that they have other things going on that are much, much worse. You could blame this on it. It's easy to kind of put the blame on Bitcoin mining, but to be quite honest, look at what else Iran is doing, then you'll see what the problem is. As far as the environment, they have a lot of other issues to fix. That's pretty much it for this article. You can check it out. Again, I'll have a Coin Telegraph and Decrypt linked so you can check out the top articles in the crypto space. But next, I wanted to talk about Kava. We will show you what's been going on there. Swipe has also been doing well. There's a lot of these coins that are up quite nice. Origin Protocol, OGN, doing very, very well. Now, I personally think we will be kind of in this consolidation symmetrical triangle pattern for the next couple of days. I could be wrong. I showed you that on the Bitcoin charts yesterday, so go watch yesterday's Daily DeFi if you're confused. We'll also be talking about Reef, symbol REEF, up 45% on the daily. Let's see what else is doing well. Phantom is doing quite well. Sushi is doing well, 27%. Thorchain up 27%. Let's see. Chainlink 28%, Uniswap almost 20%. Lots of recoveries, but I think we could retrace back down to these levels. You can see, like most projects have kind of bounced off those lows. We could see kind of this push back down and then maybe push back up, but that just provides some more opportunity in my opinion. So we are sitting at 3 cents for Reef, right around 45% up on the daily at $429 million in market cap. Fully diluted would be 677 million. In daily volume is 384 million. So that's up 203%. You can see this was a decent opportunity to average in. Now, you're getting back into these levels for the current prices. Still a great opportunity, in my opinion, especially when you look at what Reef is doing fundamentally. Now, some people hate it, some people love it. But I personally like what Reef is doing. I've done multiple deep dive videos into this, so go check those out. But the other one I did want to talk about was Injective, INJ, on about 50,000 watch lists. This is a project where you can it's basically a decentralized exchange where you can add any custom pair. So any trading pair you can add to Injective. It is retraced back down to these. Let's see, where were we last at $7? Right around, January of this year. Besides that, the majority of the year we've been up above $13. And then we peaked up here around that, $20, $23, $24 level. Yep, $24 level. Still a decent opportunity. It hasn't recovered that well. When you see a lot of these projects, they look like they have the same chart. But when you see one that really hasn't recovered that you think, fundamentally you value higher, for example, Reef has recovered a lot more than Injective. Let's look at Kava. Kava's barely recovered. Kava fell back down to those $2 levels. I would like to pick up some Kava down here at $1.28. But To each their own. We could be following in this kind of falling wedge. And if that's the case, hopefully we go down a little bit lower and you can pick up some Kava on the cheap. This is a project that I'm holding long term. I do have a short term bag. Go watch the Global TA series because I talk about something called the Trident approach, basically where you have three prongs. So you have one prong where you have your core position, where you're averaging in over time. You're holding that long term if you believe in the project fundamentally and you've done your own research. The second prong is the short term, like swing trading portfolio. So that would be, let's say, like you put $1,000 in Kava yesterday and you're up 26%. Just pull out that profit real quick, pop that out, and then if it falls down further, you can average in a bit more. So let's say Kava falls. So let's say you pull out this tiny bit of profit right here. You're able to kind of gain that upside. You would be ready to purchase more down at $1.30. So always keep that in mind because we could have a collapse in altcoins. We could at any point have a collapse in the crypto market. Nothing is for sure. Nothing is certain. It's all probabilities in this market, and that's what I really try and hammer in your guys' heads with Daily DeFi, with a lot of these episodes. So if you have any questions or any comments or any requests for anything on the channel, any topic, whether it comes to any investment sector, let me know down below in the comments. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date, hit the notification bell because it's time-sensitive content. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and whatnot. Invest global, and until next time.